everybody. Okay, so I have got a few minutes here, so I thought I'd grab my journal and maybe we could do a tangle to our sunflower. So that's my plan. So I hope you'll join me. Okay, so today I'm still working on the page that I did the sunflower demonstration on. And we added the Tangle Rumpus in a previous video. If you want to learn to do either of these, I'll put the link in the description below. So today I want to add, it is a form of Aquafleur. I'm going to be using my 0.01 micron, also my 0.05, and if you have a pen, that would be great to make filling in the black lines a little quicker. And if you want to even step it up and use your brush to fill in those spaces, that would be awesome too. As well as my graphite pencil. I'm using a Zentangle mini graphite and a blending stump or a Tortillion. So that's really, you don't need these extras. A 0.01 and a 0.05 will do just fine. So I'm trying to decide where I want to place my Aquafleur. I think I will start with one right over here. It's really easy to do when you deconstruct this or break it down. I want to make just a random, any type of shape here, just some ins and outs and some curves. And I'm using my 01. Okay, now what I want to do is start. I'm going to be starting from the same takeoff point for each of my lines, and I'm going to be turning my work as I go. I'm going to start, say, over here. You can start anywhere. Just where you start is where you'll keep taking off. I'm going to curve my line, bring it over that first one. Just make a little hook at the end, like so. Then I'm going to start again, continue on that same line for just a bit, and make another hook. Then I'm going to make an arc to connect these two. That's our first one. Now we're going to turn our work a little. We're going to fill these in when we're done. We're going to turn our work a little so your hand is comfortable if you're working on a tile or sketchbook like I am, whatever paper you're working on. And we're going to begin again at this point here. All right, so I'm going to begin here. Take off on my own separate line, carry it over, make a little bit of a hook, and then again, take off, stay on this line for a bit, take off separately, make a bit of a hook, and connect those two, like so. And I'm going to turn again so that my hand is just very comfortable. It's not hard for me to make these. I'm going to start rotating in the opposite direction so that it curves around my flower, my little doodle here that I did. All right, I'm going to start again at the same point and rotate it this way with my little hook going around there. And I'm going to continue along that same line and hook again. Connect those two. And I'll rotate again. Okay, again, make sure your hand is comfortable. Hook around. My hand is not so comfortable because I'm worried about the camera. So I want this to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take off again along that same line and hook it around. So I still have my 2 lines here. It's just I started this one a little further than I would have liked, and make an arc like so. Turn again. Okay, now my bands are going to start to get a little smaller, but I'm just following that shape, hooking it around, and it's more comfortable for me to go above. So stay on that same line and go around, hook, and make an arc. And don't worry if you're a little over, because this is all going to be filled in a minute. And I will make just a little one right here, just to finish it off and make an arc, like so. Now we're going to turn back. Here's where I'm going to come in with my 0.05 and just start filling in these sections here, and including the little hook so it appears to be wrapping around. So you see a 0.05 can be very effective, easier to control along the edges. This is where I could grab my PN and fill this in quicker, or my brush just to cover up any spaces. So there's our first one. Let's turn. Okay, so I see where my arches are right here, where I'm going to fill in my black. I'm still with my 0.05. These are small, so they're not that hard to fill in. If you had a bigger space, you could switch to your PN, your size PN, and fill them in a little quicker. But this size, my 0.05, is working just fine. And that is that one. So see how it's thin at the bottom and then it winds, gets wider, and then it turns around. Okay, let's turn again. And let's do it again. So here's our arc right here. We're going to fill in this part. And I'm going to get my little hook on this side as it goes around. And turn again. And I'm going to do it again. Here's my arc over here. Fill that one in. Turn again. Okay, I've got one right here. I'm going to start off on the end. It's getting tiny, hard to see. And fill it in over here. It's wrapping around and right over. And if it's getting too small, you could always go in with your 0.01. Switching sizes is great, but also the amount of pressure you place on your pen makes a difference. And going really light with the 05 to get in those tight spaces. And turn again. And I got this little one right here. And I will fill in. Leaving just a bit of a white space there. Okay. Now let that dry just a sec before we come in and do our shading. You could do any number of tangles in this background, but I'm just going to shade these and keep it simple. I see one more I think I'll try to fill in here. Taking off from the same spot, come around, hook it around, and one more, hook it around, make my arc, and fill that one in. Just saw a little extra space there. Could use one more. Can always change things up. Okay, now we'll let that dry a minute, and then we'll come in and we'll shade it and watch the dramatic turn. Okay, so now we're ready to shade. So grab your 2B pencil would do, anything with soft lead graphite, and make sure your pencil is sharp, and we will go in and shade. Okay, so now that our ink is dry, we're going to come in and put a little bit of lead down that we can work with. Now, I've got a little bit under here that I can shade in and turn, and I'm just going to shade underneath these bars. Pressing somewhat hard so I have some graphite to work with, depending on the space. And turn. This one, I want to go under this bar here. And I want to keep the middle section a little dark. And this one will shade under this one. And over here, under this one. So I'm going to come in with my Tortillion, start at the darkest section. I'm rolling it. But smooth out that graphite, leaving a bit of a highlight here. Right under it. And this one I really don't have much room. This one I'll just spread that graphite out a little bit. Same thing under this one. I'm not really going over my black. If you do, don't worry about it. It's just the black tends to get shiny if you put the graphite over your black section. So I'm just using my Tortillion to try to stay within that pencil area. Depends on how small yours is. And a little bit under here. Look at the change. I just love the look of this. It's so cool. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to shade a little bit under these curves here to give it some more depth. Come in under here. A little right here. I don't know, we'll decide when we put the stem in what else we want to do. And take my Tortillion and just blend that a little. Now with my 0.01, I'm just going to go with the little stem theme here and put a curvy line and make it a thin stem, like so. And I'll come in and I will shade that. And blend it out. And I have graphite on this still, so I'm going to put a bit of a cast off shadow just on the outside with that remaining graphite, just following my stem, like so. So there we have Aquafleur, and it'll be a cute tangle. I think I'll add one more somewhere else on this page. So that was the tangle that I added to my journal today. And I have got to take my pups for a walk, so thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tangle. I love it. It's whimsical, it's fun, and there's so many ways to fill it, so more in the future. But in the meantime, happy tangling, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.